People, hello, hi, hopefully we're all doing well. I'm Tom. The heavyweight landscape is forever changing. That's one thing that's certain. There's three things that are certain: death, taxes, and the heavyweight landscape will always change. With that said, my current top 10 heavyweights, how do they look and how do they rank? I honestly think number 10 was our hardest spot, and this whole list was a very hard list to make. Literally from one picks himself, obviously, but top three could be argued about. Top five, certainly. And then sort of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, just a free-for-all. There's a lot of people in and around that top 10 mark, really on the cusp of pushing their way in. So this wasn't an easy list to make. So the number 10, I have Efe Ajagba. This is a little-known 30-year-old heavyweight, and he's slowly breaking his way into the scene. And this spot, as I said, for me, was the hardest to pick. There's quite a few names in and around that sort of top 10 mark. When I first made the list, I sort of thought Derek Chisora after that Joe Joyce win, because I had Joe Joyce as a top 10 at the time. I thought Michael Hunter could have been in with an argument. There was a few names, I'm not going to list them all off obviously, but I went with Efe Ajagba in the end. Like I say, he's a little known guy, he's coming through, he looks really good. And he just makes the top 10 for me, and it's a really, really tough spot to pick. I went for Efe. Number 9, I've gone for Hrgovic. Now, he has obviously come off a loss to Daniel Dubois, but Daniel Dubois is somebody I got on the list a lot higher than Hrgovic. So there's no shame in losing somebody who I've got above you. And he obviously came in cocky, overconfident, arrogant, and that's something that's worth taking into account. But he did lose at the end of the day. No movement. He stays at number 9 for me, inside the top 10. Hrgovic is who I've got at 9. Number 8, I have Zhilei Zhang. Now, he did lose to Hrgovic, but that was a controversial loss that I think he won. But that said, he does gas after 5 or 6 rounds. So other than the fact he's got a clubbing right hand and he's a huge guy that'll walk you down for the first 5 or 6 rounds, he's not got an awful lot to his game. And I think we saw that against someone like Parker, who, yes, got knocked down a couple of rounds in the process, but was by far the better boxer in there. So for me, Zhilei Zhang at number 8. Number 7, I have Martin Bakole. I picked Martin Bakole to beat Jared Anderson. He's a top fighter, and he's a huge guy. The way he beat Jared Anderson, though, and made it look that easy after beating a Carlos Takam, who was a gatekeeper at the time, like very handily. If anything, I think he's actually unlucky not to be higher than number 7. But at the moment, Martin Bakole, number 7 for me. Number 6, I have Ajit Kabayal, or Ajit Kabayal, however you want to say it, Kabayal. This guy's legit. He's a top 10 guy, like for sure, without a doubt. He's beaten contenders. He's beaten top 10 guys. He's signed to fight top 5 guys. He's legit. You name it, he's done it. The only reason I've got him below some of the likes of, the top 5 is just off of name value and form. It's that. He's a great guy, and I actually think he could beat, potentially, the guy I've got above him. But the guy I got above him is on a better form at the moment. He's on a better roll. So for me, he's number 6. At number 5, I've got Joseph Parker, and I hear arguments to put him at number 4. I've got my top 3, and the guy I got number 4 might be able to work out. I hear the argument to put him there, but for me, I actually don't think the argument is for Parker, is between Parker and so at 4, but actually between Parker and Kabayel at 5. I think if they fought, Kabayel could beat Parker. I do. So for that reason, I was toying with putting Parker at 6 and Caballero at 5. But Parker's done nothing to drop down out of the top 5. He's fought the top guys. He hasn't shied away from anyone. He's on great form. He looks fantastic. So for me, I've put Parker at 5. But if they did fight Caballero and Parker, don't be surprised if Caballero comes out on top. He's a top guy. I really like Parker. I do. He's one of my favourite fighters, in fact. But just making the top 5 for me. At number 4, I've got Anthony Joshua. Now, you might think that's a bit high. AJ at 4, when he's come off the back of a really bad loss to somebody like Daniel Dubois, I get it, I do. I understand how it looks, and that maybe it is a bit of bias, but he's still a great guy. You can't argue he's still a top fighter. There's no denying he still beats a lot of good guys, a lot of top guys at that level. He looks really bad on the night, and we'll see what happens in the rematch, because I'm sure that's the way they're going to go. At number 4, I've got him. I'm not gonna fight you or argue with you if you have him at 6, maybe even 7 now. I understand it, but for me, the number 4 spot. At number 3, Daniel Dubois. He is now a bona fide world champion. These arguments that he doesn't deserve it or wasn't legit, it's gone. The way he beat AJ and how he beat AJ, no one saw that come in. bona fide world champion, top 3 guy. For me, it's number 3 spot, a proper world champion. Number 2, Tyson Fury. I had him at number 3 previously, but after AJ's loss to Daniel Dubois, he bumps up a rank. He's coming off the back of a loss also, and he's coming off the back of a loss to Usyk, the back of a very, very close, controversial performance to Francis Ngannou. He fought Derek Chisora, who nobody thought he'd really win. He beat a scared Dillian White. Like, he's not actually on the most amazing of runs, but it is Tyson Fury. He's obviously one of the best. For me, I've got him at number 2. If he loses the rematch, I will drop him down, because you can't fight Derek Chisora, a scared Dillian White, and then lose to Usyk twice and still be number 2, especially with someone like Daniel Dubois hot on your tail. And of course, taking the top spot at number 1, I've got Usyk, still undefeated, aging, but still so good. He's 34 years old, nearly 35. He was 34 years old, nearly 35, when he fought AJ for the first time. 35, nearly 36, when he fought AJ for the second time. 36, nearly 37, when he fought Daniel Dubois. 37, when he fought Fury, and nearly 38. He's probably going to be, 37, 38 when he fights Fury again. So he's definitely past his best. He's an older guy, but he's still smashing all of the top guys. That's my top 10 people. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you leave a like, a comment, subscribe. Hope you know how YouTube works. Peace.